Welcome to the Daily Decant, your 5-minute briefing on the world of wine. Each episode delivers practical insights to help you choose, order, and talk about wine with more confidence in everyday social settings. Let's get into today's decant. Today we're talking about the Wildcards, and this is my favorite episode of the week because it covers the bottles that genuinely surprise people. The wines from places that haven't yet attracted the mainstream attention that would push their prices up. These are the discoveries that make wine endlessly interesting. Let's go. Sicily. The island at the toe of Italy's boot has been producing wine for thousands of years and was, for most of the 20th century, primarily a source of bulk wine for blending. That has changed dramatically. Sicily now has a generation of producers making wines of real ambition and character from native grapes, and the prices have not caught up yet. Two grapes to know are Nero d'Avola, their workhorse red grape of southeastern Sicily, producing wines of deep color, rich dark cherry and plum fruit, hint of chocolate and licorice, soft tannins, and the kind of earthy warmth that is uniquely Sicilian. At around $12 to $18 from a serious producer, it's one of the most reliably enjoyable under $20 reds available. Producers to know are Donnafogutta Sedera at around $15, which is the benchmark, and Etna Rosso from the slopes of Mount Etna, one of the most exciting wine stories of the last 20 years. The Nerello Mascalese grape grown in ancient volcanic soils at the high altitude produces wines of extraordinary finesse, light in color like Pinot Noir, earthy and mineral with a haunting floral quality. Entry-level Etna Rosso from producers like Terra can be found at $20 to $25 and represents extraordinary value. Greece is up next, one of the most undervalued wine countries in the world, with native grape varieties that produces wines of genuine distinction at prices that reflect obscurity rather than quality. Two whites to know are Assyrtiko from Santorini, a volcanic island in the Aegean where ancient ungrafted vines grow in basket-trained formations to protect them from the fierce winds. The wine is bone-dry, searingly high in acidity, intensely mineral, including citrus, white flowers, volcanic ash, saline, and it's one of the most distinctive and compelling white wines produced anywhere in the world. At $18 to $24, it's a remarkable buy. Producers to know are Argios at around $20, which is excellent, and Moschofilero from the Mantinia Plateau and the Peloponnese, a pink-skinned grape producing white wines of extraordinary floral aromatics, rose petals, and citrus blossom, which bright acidity and a delicate effervescence. At $12 to $16, it's one of the most charming and unusual whites available at any price. Producers to know are Stella Post at around $14. And next, we're going to go to Vinho Verde from Portugal, specifically the single variety bottlings of Alvarinho or Loureiro. From the subregions of Monaco, El Mogasso, and Lima, not the blended fainty, fizzy supermarket version, the great single variety Vinho Verde is a revelation. High acidity, delicate effervescence, citrus and green fruit, a mineral salinity from the granite soils of the Northwest. At $12 to $20, it's one of the most refreshing and food-friendly white wines produced anywhere. Producers to know are Celerio, Alvarinho, at around $18 is the benchmark. South African Chenin Blanc is next. So South Africa is the world's largest producer of Chenin Blanc, a grape that the Loire Valley produces some of France's most celebrated white wines at prices that reflect the fame. In South Africa, the same grape from the old bush vines in the Swartland and Stellenbosch regions produce wines of extraordinary richness, complexity, and age-worthiness at $12 to $20, $12 to $22. The best examples have a golden, honeyed quality with apple, beeswax, and a long mineral finish that easily rivals Loire Chenin at twice the price. Producers to know are Molyneux, Kloof Street Old Vine Chenin around $20, one of the finest under 25 whites in the world. And one of my personal favorite South African wineries from the Stellenbosch region is Boschendal. Not only is it drop-dead gorgeous, but the wines are incredible. They make a fabulous sparkling, and I'd highly recommend a trip out there if you're ever in the area. And a final wildcard, Uruguayan Tannat. This French grape, famously tannic and austere in its native Madeiran in South France, found a new identity in Uruguay, where the cooler southern climate and different soils produces wines that retain the grape's characteristic structure while adding more fruit and approachability. At $15 to $20, Uruguay's best Tannat is one of the most interesting South American red wines available. It's dark, spicy, structured, and with a kind of wild, savory character that you won't find anywhere else. Producers to know are Buza at around $18. And the practical takeaway is that the best value in wine is almost always in the places you haven't looked yet. Sicily, Greece, Portugal, South Africa, Uruguay. These regions are making world-class wine at prices that reflect unfamiliarity rather than quality. Find them before everyone else does. The window on that kind of discovery is always shorter than you think. Tomorrow, we'll go through the practical guide and how to build an everyday cellar. You won't want to miss it. That's today's Daily Decant. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe and share with your friends so you can continue building your wine knowledge in just a few minutes a day. See you tomorrow for the next Decant.